Don't
Okay, Carrie, 3.
Ready? Yep.
If my life wasn't funny, it would just be true, and that's unacceptable.
Mother, Debbie Reynolds. Father, Eddie Fisher. She's terribly young to be part of Hollywood history.
Carrie Fisher.
Carrie Fisher. Oh, Carrie.
Carrie Fisher.
Thank you very much, Carrie Fisher.
I saw you in Modern Screen when you were 2 hours old.
Oh, no.
Yes. America's watched you grow up.
Eddie Fisher is her father, and Debbie Reynolds is her mother.
Her mother is Debbie Reynolds, her father's Eddie Fisher. I think all of you know that.
You are the child of Debbie Reynolds and Eddie Fisher.
I guess we should establish that.
Don't babysit.
Thanks, Evan.
Well, that was my middle name for a long time. Carrie, Debbie Reynolds, daughter Eddie Fisher, daughter Fisher.
In the new movie Star Wars, Carrie plays Princess Leia.
Let's say hello to our guest, the Princess of Alderaan.
Prior to that, I'd been Debbie and Eddie's kid, and after that, I was Princess Leia. Now I'm Carrie Star Wars Fisher, Carrie Princess Leia Fisher, you know.
Into the garbage chute, flyboy.
Just get a new middle name from it.
You've always been used to being in the spotlight. Have you enjoyed it?
It's been terrific. Just a round of fun over and over again.
Ce rôle de la princesse, est-ce que ce n'est pas à la fois un rôle qui risque, parce qu'on va toujours vous identifier à la petite princesse de la guerre des étoiles. Est-ce que vous n'avez pas peur?
Well, I never have actually gone into show business. I was born into it, so I've never been out of it. I'm planning an escape later on in my life, but this is it.
You came from a household with 2 parents were stars and major stars.
Movie star Debbie Reynolds
Bob Dowdy!
and crooner Eddie Fisher. In the 1950s, they were America's sweethearts.
You grew up with 2 famous parents.
I grew up with one famous parent.
America's scandal. When Eddie left Debbie for bombshell Elizabeth Taylor.
And I never saw my father.
Carrie was just a toddler.
I saw my father more on television than in life.
My father is charming. You can see why he got all that.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
My father's a boyfriend.
Right.
And he
The
had
difference
children
between
because
that.
they're a byproduct of sex.
Your mother actually had to do the hard work of bringing you up.
Both parents. She did everything, and did 40 movies at the same time. So she was both parents to me, and she was Debbie Reynolds to everybody else, and that's quite a lot to be.
Did she notice you?
Oh yeah, I mean, my mother had a gigantic career, so that was what you competed with. You either rose to the occasion of my mother, or you ate a lot of dust. I mean, my mother is a tremendous personality and a powerful woman and charismatic. There's a precedent for what I am.
Did she know how to stop being that for a few minutes and give you room to breathe, or was...
Breathing is not a big thing in my family.
Come here, come on, Junie, don't you want to see the kids?
My mother put me into a nightclub back when I was about 13.
Would you sing My Favorite for me? It's for Junie and Jerry. Don't say no. Just sing right out.
But we did meet, I understand, some years ago in Las Vegas.
Yes.
My mother wanted to be able to groom me for show business.
But I think I was about 13 years old, and I just used to try and hide in Las Vegas.
When you're weary.
I don't think it's appropriate to be in Las Vegas at 13.
You were with your mother in her nightclub acts in Vegas.
Vegas, baby, Vegas!
What was that like?
What you want to do as a child, what I wanted to do, and I gather from a lot of people, is you want to fit in. And that did not enable me to fit in. So it made me different. And also, doing nightclub work, in front of audiences, if I made any mistake, I would just...
That's not bad for a 15-year-old, is it?
Beat myself up, horrible pounding.
But it made you fit in with your mother's world, though, didn't it?
Yeah, but my mother's world was, a quarter of a century older than me. I was decidedly without a generation.
And is that when therapy started?
How do you feel right now?
No, absolutely not. That would be way too indulgent. Therapy started when I was 15. I'm manic depressive. That's when manic depression onsets. My mother was going through a bad period and I needed to talk to an adult.
At one time, you and your mom fought a lot?
We did fight when I was a teenager. She had a lot of problems, and I urgently needed my mother to be all right.
The latest husband was cheating on her, had spent all her money, so she told me that when I was 14. She said, you know, I can tell you because you're the strong one and your brother is the open wound, and I thought, oh, no, you completely got that wrong, please. So I went to therapy, and I was not diagnosed as manic depressive until I got to a proper psychiatrist, which was when I was 24.
So interestingly enough, when you were diagnosed in your 20s and you said you found it hard to accept, it's because what? You didn't want to accept it, you didn't believe it?
I knew 2 other people that I had been told were manic depressive, and these people were nuts. And so that's how I felt about it. I was like, come on.
Uh-huh.
And actually, they can't diagnose someone if they're bipolar or not when you're still loaded. Because if you're taking drugs the way I took them, and a lot of people take them, you're bipolar.
You actually started doing drugs at a young age.
I took drugs or pills alcoholically, unless the pills ran out, and then it was drinking.
I didn't like illegal drugs, I liked legal drugs. So I liked medicine, because I liked the philosophy of it. You're going to feel better when you take 2 or 8 of these. And I always wanted to feel better.
I focused on the weaknesses of what I got or didn't get from my family, and took those to heart or too hard. And I wanted to care less. Every criticism feels just terrible, and you know, or you're doing them yourself. That's a way to get yourself off your back. Take a lot of painkillers.
You feel like you're the biggest person in the world.
You can't
gives
find
you
peace.
this.
Is it peace? Yeah.
And addicts or alcoholics are, they want, I want to feel like you seem. People seem okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So I want to feel like you seem. And the way that I went about doing that was with pain medication.
When you've turned to drugs, I think you called them your islands of relief.
Well, you know what though? I mean, it is so that I'm manic depressive. It is so that 60% of all manic depressives self-medicate, either with alcohol or drugs. So whether I would have probably, yes, been a drug addict in any event, but it certainly gave me a real edge given my chemical imbalance. I've written about this about my moods, Roy and Pam.
One's up and one's down, isn't it?
Roy is up, rollicking Roy, the wild ride of a mood, and sediment Pam, who stands on the shore and sobs. One mood is the meal, the next mood is the check. I was always a very manic person, so drugs either calmed me down or, you know, organized the mania. And that was one of the reasons I took it.
And you can tell funny stories about that side of it, but there's not much that's funny about the other side of the coin, is there? The bit you describe as the tide going out.
I mean, everything hurts. You're not properly, when you're depressed, properly insulated. And, you know, it's hard to say how bad it is.
So, I mean, my mother always said that, my mother always thought, you feel things through layers of pain. I don't have that. But it was interesting when I was a teenager, my mother had sort of a little bit of a breakdown and she drank at that point. My mother drank to get into her head, and I took drugs to get out of mine. My mother gave birth to her emotions. All the emotions she didn't want to feel, I felt, you know, too much. It was rampant empathy.
Carrie would continue her self-medication throughout all the Star Wars films, until one fateful day, when her addiction caught up to her.
You went into rehab at 29, right? What kind of drugs were you doing?
What do you have?
Carrie would accidentally overdose on tranquilizers.
Suzanne!
And was rushed to the hospital by her friends,
I'm dropping someone off. Isn't this an emergency room?
where she had her stomach pumped and life saved.
Suzanne, we're gonna have to pump your stomach.
I was terrified by what happened. Honestly, I thought, I don't know how the hell that happened. That was not my intention. I went right into 12-step. I was really scared of what I had done to myself without intending to. So I got very, very busy.
You've done a very impressive thing. You've reinvented yourself. When people first got to know you, Star Wars, giant blockbuster movies, and now you've become a writer. You've done a lot of screenwriting, you've done television writing, you're very successful. Was that a real conscious decision? Did you just decide, I want to be a writer all of a sudden?
I don't think I've made many conscious decisions. I was asked to write a book after I did an interview in Esquire. And so I wrote fiction, which is what I read. And now I write screenplays, which is what I watch.
The book was Postcards from the Edge, about an actress getting out of rehab and continuing on with her life in the world of Hollywood.
Hey, Simon.
It was a massive hit, and Carrie was commissioned to write the screenplay.
Meryl Streep, Shirley MacLaine.
Oh, Lowell, I'm sorry.
Postcards from the Edge.
Now, Meryl Streep, she played a character loosely based on you in Postcards from the Edge. Can we see it?
I don't intend to have some spoiled, selfish, coked-up little actress ruin my movie.
Any idea what she's taking?
Pills, sir. Demerol, Percodan, and cocaine.
Can I meet your mother?
Sure.
Miss Mann, I can't believe I'm meeting you.
Carrie Fisher didn't want to play Suzanne in the movie because she said, I've already played Suzanne.
Yeah. But I had a nervous breakdown when my marriage failed and I lost all my money. That's when I started taking drugs.
Suzanne! You know, you were a lot more fun when you were loaded.
It was about watching someone make use of their personality to defend themselves.
Relax, they're blank, asshole.
Against bad reality.
Do you do that?
I'm doing it now. Yeah, I mean, that's what I do. The Suzanne character's act was it was still an act, but it was just more natural. And that the mother's one was just a little bit more sort of constructed by the studios.
She seems to be feeling a lot better.
We're designed more for public than for private.
You said, I don't know the difference between movies and real life. Characters that my mother played in movies became confused with the person who was and is my mother.
Well, it's just that I feel like I'm not talking to you sometimes. It feels like I'm talking to your drama coach.
In their relationship, there's like a universality. Well, that's what I wanted. But and the things that they fight about, they're possible. If I thought that my experiences were just my own and that I was alone in them, it would be a horrible place to be. So that, by definition, was always therapeutic for me to be able to write something and have people relate to it. You know, where you could think that you had this peculiar reality and that there was no overlapping elements with anybody else, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So that's a relief. You know, I would know that you would think that I would be spoiled or selfish or a brat or all the preconceived notions that can go along with being a child of a celebrity, a child of somebody wealthy and so forth. So I would walk in a room and it's like walking in and saying, I know I'm fat. So that's what I always said Postcards was the long version of I know I'm fat.
Well, you seem better now.
Really? No, I don't.
The success of it must have made you feel less alienated as far as your career goes.
Now that my life is good and these are my victories, as it were. I mean, this is not George Lucas's movie. This is a book I wrote or a film that I wrote. I'm going to lose it, or I'm going to fall out of the sky, or, you know, I mean, I'm waiting for the shoe to drop.
Say hello to Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Okay, good.
On one occasion, you stayed awake for 6 days because 2 of your medications were interacting badly, as you put it. How did it come to that?
Fisher's psychotic break came in 1997. She spent weeks in a mental hospital then 5 months of outpatient care.
And I went to the hospital, and they wouldn't give me anything. They took me off all my medicine because I was having an allergic reaction. I stayed awake for 5 days.
Go to sleep.
That's how they torture people.
Go to sleep.
And I became psychotic.
Why can't I get some sleep?
I thought I was getting secret messages from the TV. I also thought the TV was watching me. I lost my mind. I don't say that lightly.
How do you mean you lost your mind?
I had a psychotic break, which means you feel this horrible thing coming. You have no idea what it is. And I was so frightened. And I didn't know what the hell was happening, but it was bad. It was as bad as it gets.
I don't really understand how I almost died. That's not...
When I checked in the hospital, I signed in with my left hand and wrote the word shame. Yes. And that is one of the worst parts. It's humiliating. You've lost control. You're not out of your mind. You can't get out. And you know it's not right, but you know, you don't know what you're doing, but you know it's not right.
It was very scary because it was a mental break. And that is something that nobody can handle, accepting the finest doctors and care. And I think that we were all very fortunate that she was able to come out of it.
I was driven and I didn't know who was driving.
Just let me out, please.
And now you do. Your family back in the driving seat?
Yes, but given that that was possible, the thing that happened in the hospital there, where I didn't sleep for 6 days, you know what they say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger? What about what kills you? Because that killed me. So I actually have a good time pretty much all the time now.
Are you in a good place today?
Yeah.
You bared your soul in books. You've bared your soul in
that
film.
wasn't my soul.
Yes, it was your soul. It was your soul.
All right. All right.
If you spent part of your life as a public person and then chose writing to become private, let's face it, you chose the wrong profession. You've shown too much of yourself.
But you know, it is another way of controlling.
You said a great line. You're only as sick as your secrets.
That's right. So I am really very, very well. I claim it. If I can claim it, it's mine. You declare something, it has less power over you. Far less. Say your weak things in a strong voice.
That's great advice. So be able to acknowledge your weakness and therefore...
It's not a weakness then.
And nobody
my liabilities are my assets. And I'm proud of myself that I've been able to get through this stuff. And I'm been able to, I can't overcome it, but I can use it instead of it. I have problems, problems don't have me.
Look at that. See what you can do.
I like to say I come from a place of
Drugs
privilege and ordeal. I think I was perceived as having a glamorous life, but I wanted to regulate it.
I'll never have any kind of a chance at having a normal life.
Carrie Fisher! You're wonderful. Carrie Fisher, everybody! Please welcome Carrie Fisher. What'd you say?
I just wondered.
They said, you're going to go meet Carrie tonight, and I was thinking she's 19. You know, and I'm a worldly 24. Then I meet her, and she has the composure and the demeanor of someone 10 years older than me.
What you've seen here at this table is just a small, tiny little portion of the kind of joy and character and personality that comes across. Thank you.
Thank you so much.